Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing history unfold in real time. What began as Israel's Operation Rising Lion has now ignited the most dangerous confrontation between nation-states in the 21st century. Let me take you through every layer of this crisis, from the radioactive ruins of Natanz to the emergency sessions in the United Nations Security Council. The operation commenced at precisely 2:17 a.m. local time on June 13th. Israel deployed over 200 aircraft, a mix of F-35I Adirs, F-15I Ra'ams, and modified Gulfstream G550 electronic warfare jets. They flew a complex corridor over Jordanian airspace, exploiting a gap in radar coverage near the Iraqi border. Simultaneously, Mossad operatives inside Iran activated pre-positioned drone swarms to blind Iranian air defenses. These weren't ordinary drones. They were stealth-enabled Harop loitering munitions disguised as commercial quadcopters, emitting electromagnetic pulses that fried the circuitry of Iran's Russian-made S-300 systems. The primary target was Natanz. Satellite imagery now shows 3 distinct impact zones at the fuel enrichment plant. The first missile, our Rafael Spice 2000 bunker buster, penetrated 18 meters of reinforced concrete to detonate beneath the centrifuge hull. Secondary explosions rippled through the complex as stockpiled uranium hexafluoride gas ignited. You can actually see the telltale blue-green flames of burning fluorine compounds in overhead imagery. But the real devastation came from the follow-up strike. 2 II Delilah cruise missiles loaded with thermobaric warheads entered through ventilation shafts, creating a pressure cooker effect that collapsed underground facilities where advanced IR. 9 centrifuges operated. Casualties extend far beyond infrastructure. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps lost its entire senior command structure in a single night. Commander Hossein Salami was killed when his convoy near Tabriz took a direct hit from a Rampage air-to-surface missile. His armored Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon was vaporized. Forensic teams later identified his remains through dental records. Armed Forces Chief of Staff Mohammad Bagheri died in a safe room beneath the Bagijanati military base when a GPU-72 penetrator shattered 5 meters of composite armor. Among the nuclear scientists, Dr. Firidown Abbasi Davani, head of uranium metallurgy, was targeted while en route to the Banab Atomic Research Center. His vehicle was hit by a drone-fired spike missile that left only a 3-meter crater and carbonized debris. Iran's retaliation unfolded in 3 waves. Wave 1, 137 Shahid, 238 kamikaze drones launched from sites near Kermanshah. These are not the slow Shahid 130 SIXS used in Ukraine. These are supersonic variants with carbon fiber airframes that evade radar. 93 were shot down by Israeli Arrow, 3 interceptors, and Jordanian Patriot batteries. But 44 penetrated. 1 struck a power substation near Dimona, knocking out 17% of the Nejaf's electrical grid. Wave 2 came from proxy forces. Hezbollah fired 42 Birkin short-range ballistic missiles into northern Israel, while Houthi forces in Yemen targeted the MSC Orion container ship in the Bab el-Mandeb Strait with an Iranian-supplied Gadram anti-ship missile. But the most alarming development is Wave 3, Iran's strategic response. We have confirmed movement of 7 missile transporter erector launchers from underground facilities near Qom. These are not Shahab 3s. They're the new Khaibar Shikan missiles with Maraging steel warheads containing 1,900 kilograms of high explosive. Their target package includes Tel Aviv's Kiryat military headquarters, Haifa's port oil storage tanks, and the Ramon Air Base. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Aerospace Force has been placed under the command of Brigadier General Amir Ali Hajizadeh, the architect of Iran's missile program. He's issued a chilling directive to his troops, prepare to write history and fire. Western reactions reveal a fractured alliance. President Trump addressed the nation from the Oval Office at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Let me be crystal clear. The United States had zero involvement in this operation. Any attacks on our personnel or interests will be met with overwhelming force. Behind the scenes, we've learned the Pentagon scrambled B-52 Stratofortresses from Diego Garcia armed with AGM-183A hypersonic missiles. Meanwhile, British Prime Minister addressed Parliament. This unilateral action constitutes a flagrant violation of international law. We are immediately suspending all arms transfers to Israel, including components for the David Sling missile system. France and Germany issued a joint declaration invoking Article 7 of the EU Treaty, the Mutual Defense Clause, to mobilize naval assets to the eastern Mediterranean. The legal dimensions are staggering. First violation, United Nations Charter Article 2(4), prohibiting the use of force against territorial integrity. Israel's strike occurred without Security Council authorization. Second violation, Additional Protocol I to the Geneva Conventions. By targeting scientists like Dr. Mohammed Mehdi Turanchi, who worked exclusively on civilian nuclear medicine, Israel committed unlawful attacks on civilians. Third violation, the Convention on the Physical Protection of Nuclear Material. The destruction of safeguarded uranium stockpiles at Natanz released radioactive contamination. IAEA sensors in Iraq detected iodine, 131 levels 3,000 times normal background radiation. Humanitarian consequences are catastrophic. In Tehran, the strike on the Bagijanati base collapsed the underground command bunker onto a civilian metro line during morning rush hour. Rescue workers have pulled 142 bodies from the Dardash station, including 32 children on a school trip. Hospitals are overwhelmed. The Imam Khomeini complex reported running out of surgical sutures and blood type O negative. Economic shockwaves are global. Brent crude oil hit $97 per barrel, a 14% spike. The maritime industry faces paralysis. Lloyd's of London has suspended insurance for vessels transiting the Persian Gulf. Now we face three potential futures. Scenario 1. Limited escalation. Iran launches symbolic missile strikes on empty Negev desert, saving face while avoiding all-out war. Probability, 15%. Scenario 2. Regional conflagration. Hezbollah unleashes its 150,000 rocket arsenal on Israeli cities while Houthis mine the Red Sea. Probability, 70%. Scenario 3. Nuclear exchange. If Iran's Ghadr missiles hit Dimona's plutonium reactor, Israel could deploy tactical nuclear weapons against Bushehr. Probability, 15%. The doomsday clock now stands at 90 seconds to midnight. When I began this broadcast, we received unconfirmed reports of Russian nuclear submarines departing Severomorsk, likely repositioning to monitor the eastern Mediterranean. China has placed its DF-26 missile brigades on heightened alert. We are not spectators. We are witnesses to what may become the defining catastrophe of our age. This is Martin reporting.